Welcome to Spirit, a place where shadows whisper, where forgotten voices rise again, and where the thin line between the living and dead disappears. If you're listening right now, don't move, don't speak, just breathe and be here with me. In this darkness, every sound matters, every heartbeat echoes, every story hides a truth that was never meant to be uncovered. And tonight, we'll walk together into the place where silence is louder than screams. Here, on Spirit, I bring you real stories, strange encounters, haunted places, and the secret people are too afraid to share. Stories creep under your skin that sit in the corner of your room long after you finish listening. Stories that follow you even after you turn off your screen. Some say a spirit is just a memory that refuses to die. Others say it's something that watches you from the dark. Here, you will discover both. To sit back, turn the lights off, let the world around you disappear. Because once you enter, there is no going back. You're not alone anymore. You're part of the shadow. You're the part of the silence. You're the part of spirit. Secrets hidden in old abandoned buildings. When I was 18, there was an abandoned colonial house at the edge of our town. Everyone called it the Hollow Residence because no matter how loudly you spoke, your voice never echoed inside it. The walls shallowed sound as if the house itself was listening. No one dared to go near it after sunset. People whispered that something lived inside, something that wasn't human. I thought those were just stories, until the night I decided to enter. I began with a dare from my friends. I spent just 1 hour inside the hollow residence. They say and record everything. I wanted to prove I wasn't scared, so at 11 p.m., with a flashlight, a recorder, and stubborn confidence, I pushed open the rotten gate. A moment I stepped inside, the moment I stepped inside, the air felt different, cold, heavy, and wet, like the house was breathing on me. The front door cracked open before I even touched it. I should have left right then. The floorboards were soft, almost pulsing, like muscles beneath old skin. Spider webs hung from the broken ceiling beams, and the entire house gave off a faint smell of burnt wood. I clicked on my recorder. This is day one, time 11:14 p.m. Exploring the hollow residence. My voice sounded strangely distant, like the recorder was picking up a sound voice beneath mine. I shook it off and walked deeper inside. A piano sat in the living room, every key covered in dust except one. The middle key looked freshly touched, clean, and shiny. Then, suddenly, plong, the piano played a note by itself. I froze. I'm not alone, I whispered. When I aimed my light at the piano, nothing moved. No wind, no insect, just silence. Deep, unnatural silence. I entered a narrow hall. Men and women, children, none of them smiling. Their eyes were painted so realistically that they looked alive. As I walked past, I felt their eyes turning, following, watching me. My flashlight flickered in the corner of the hallway. The portrait had fallen. I picked it up. It was a picture of a boy, pale face, wide, terrified eyes, mouth fume, cut with black thread. Suddenly, from behind me, a soft whisper. I spun around. No one was there. The air grew colder. My breath turned white. I placed the portrait back, hands shaking. When I stepped back, the boy in the painting had changed. His head was now turned toward me, and the black threads on his mouth were slowly unraveling. I tried to leave, but the hallway seemed longer than before, stretching endlessly. Each step I took echoed with another step behind me, slower, heavier, thump, thump, thump. I didn't dare look back. My recorder started glitching. Stop, don't please, don't look. The voice coming from it wasn't mine. I ran. At the end of the hallway, I found a door that wasn't there before. A black wooden basement door. Something scratched from the other side. Slow delivery. Scratch. Against every instinct, I opened it. The smell of soil and rotting flesh burst out. A single lantern lit the basement, and on the dirt floor were dozens of portraits, but these weren't paintings, they were photographs of people, my town, missing people, faces stressed out, names crossed with red, bodies half buried under the ground. My flashlight revealed something old, a fresh, empty grave, with a wooden sign that read next, and under it, my name. Behind me, I heard breathing, low, hungry breathing. I turned around. A tall figure stood in the shadows, skin gray, limbs too long, eyes hollow, its mouth opened wide, wider than a human mouth should. I heard 1,000 whispers coming from inside it. You came to record secrets. You came to record secrets. Now you're wrong. Now you're wrong. The creature laughed. I dropped my recorder and sprinted up the stairs. The walls twisted, the doors slammed, the portraits screamed. I didn't look back. I burst through the front door and ran until my legs gave out. The next morning, I checked my recorder. My entire visit was there, but not how I experienced it. In the audio, I wasn't talking alone. There was another voice whispering with me, guiding me, mocking me. And at the very end, after I ran out of the house, the recorder captured one last sound, footsteps, slow, heavy footsteps, coming out of the house, following me. Since that night, every time I sleep, I hear the same whispers near my ears. Finish the story. Finish what we started. And sometimes, when I wake up at midnight, I see footprints of wet soil on my floor, leading from my bedroom window toward my bed. The hollow resident isn't abandoned anymore. Sometimes from that house followed me home, and it's waiting for the night I finally stopped running. Okay, guys, that was the story. I think